Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the J.D. MacArthur Arena and the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center in Owen Sound, where the Owen Sound Northstars have a chance to do something they haven't done since 2012 in Game 3 of the senior semi-final, and that is advance to the finals of the Ontario Senior Lacrosse League. 2 games into the series, 2 wins for Owen Sound. Oakville backs up against the wall tonight. They look to get things going back in the right direction, hopefully heading back to Oakville tomorrow. We head upstairs for the playing of the national anthem.
Welcome, Game 3 of the OLA Senior B semifinal series between the Owen Sound Senior B Northstars and the Oakville Titans. Glenn, the Northstars leading this series 2-0. Who would have thought?
Well, that's right. I call this could go 5, but I tell you, this series not over yet. You see Wend in there, Craig Wend, strong goaltender in there, 646 goals against average. He plays as well as anybody. And, of course, Tyler Glebe in there. Right now, he's got, I believe, the best goals against average in the playoff, including Six Nations. Then he's just been strong for Northstars.
You're absolutely right. And what a goaltending matchup it's been. We totally expected that prior to this series. The Northstars, as I said, with a 2-0 lead, looking to wrap it up at home tonight. It'll be the first time since 2012 that they've made it to the league final. Well, that's exactly right. And boy, I tell you, Northstars need that, and the Owen Sound fans need that. Great crowd here tonight to cheer the Northstars on. Owen Sound's going to get early possession. Tyler Glebe picks it up in his own zone. He's going to play it up here to Tyler Gibbons. Gibbons lays it back now to number 17. That's Zach Thompson. Thompson in the corner to his brother Riley. Riley looks around. Here comes a shot by Hesseltine. Right on, gets possession back. Fresh shot clock for the Northstars. Here's Robbie Milnes, the hero of Game 1. To Thompson. Hesseltine misses that one. Bouncing loose ball, and the Titans are going to come away with that one. Here's Ryan Johnson. Again, Glenn starting off tight defense as both of these teams.
Both these teams play tough defense, and if you do get through the defense, you got to beat the goaltender.
Joe French back in the lineup. He's missed the first. Scores! Joe French, who was second in team scoring, missed the first 2 games of this series, and makes up for missing those 2 games.
Well, I'll tell you, when we talked to the last game here last Saturday, Oakville without French, without Muse in there, didn't have the depth. You watch this. French only played 7 games, ended up 7th in the league scoring, 2nd for Oakville. Watch this shot. One of those low shots. He gets it away quick behind the player. Glebe never saw it.
Joe French scores in basically the first minute of this game to give Oakville a 1-0 lead, but that pretty much was, that's going to be Owen Sound ball now.
Yeah, illegal change.
Here's Rob Plofer. He loses it. Can he get it back? Yes, he does.
Boy,
good job by Joe French.
A little sharper with the ball than that.
Here's Zach Thompson. As it's gone in each game of the series, Oakville scores first, but Owen Sound answers right back. Let's see if that happens here. Colin Maudsley with some space. Maudsley, oh, what a save by Craig Wendy. Colin Maudsley, we spoke about him prior to coming on air and what he's brought to this team.
He was right in tight on there and just couldn't get enough on the ball to get inside.
Heseltine loses it but picks it back up. He's being watched in there by number 13. That's Braden Wallace. Now here comes Oakville away with it. On to number 3, Jamie McMahon. McMahon plays it over. Shot. Tyler Glebe comes up huge. What a save, Tyler Glebe.
That's the way Tyler Glebe, both these goaltenders are, boy. You may get one on them like that, but that one, you say, should have been in the net? No way.
That was this year's league scoring champion, Brandon Muse.
Oh, boy, we got to watch that.
There's an ill-advised pass.
Wasn't ever.
The Titans come away with it on a 2-on-1. Here's Gage Board. Plays it over. Shot, and Glebe with another fantastic save off of Reed Board. The Board brothers.
Boy, I'll tell you, that's 3 critical shots that they got inside Owen Sound defense. Bad offensive plays at the top.
Now Rob Milnes. Milnes, he's going to fire, trying to go high. Shot. Clofer, what a save. Craig Wendy. These goalkeepers are putting on a clinic. Now Rob Clofer going to settle it down. Comes over here now to Robbie Milnes. Milnes plays it over inside. Riley Thompson scores! What a play. Rob Milnes to Mike McLeod, to the little man who plays this game huge, Riley Thompson.
We talked about this Riley Thompson. He's from Orangeville. And, of course, Lacrosse down in Orangeville. You got to play lacrosse if you're living in Orangeville. But this is the smallest guy in the team. I'm going to tell you, he leads the team in playoff scoring. Got wind moving, doesn't have a chance once he gets them moving.
There you go. Owen Sound knocks this up at once, but what a great passing play. The 2 veterans, Rob Milnes and Mike McLeod, and Riley Thompson. He is just such an active player. He gets himself in the right position, stick in the air. You can't help but, and then he makes a beautiful play on goalkeeper Craig Wendy. All right. Take a bit of rough stuff here. The referee is going to break him up. That's Rob Clofer. They're going to go to the penalty box. Rob Clofer for Owen Sound and Kean McQueenan are going to head to the box. Rob Clofer doing a great job. He's not only just a great defender back there, but he's some sandpaper out there for the Northstars.
Oh, without question. He comes to play every night. Talk to him briefly upstairs. Then, and I'll tell you, McQueen is a good player for them. That's an equal saw-off on that one.
That's right. Here's Colin Maudsley, a little 4-on-4 now. Coincidental minor penalties. Maudsley working in. Shot by Heseltine. Owen Sound ball as it went off the crossbar and into the meshing. Tangled up in front of the net is Colin Maudsley. Maudsley cannot get his stick loose. The referee's going to make a hold. There should be. No, he's going to send them both. Roughing penalties going here. But if we look on the replay, you can see that the Titans player had a hold of Colin Maudsley's stick and wouldn't let go. That was number 6. That's Cam Mancini.
But he's calling the original hold. Then he's calling the roughing on Maudsley after that.
Maudsley did give Mancini a little shot in the face.
Yeah, we can take a look at it here.
He's got a hold of Maudsley's stick there. As you see right in the middle of the screen, folks. Look at Mancini. He has a hold of the stick and won't let it go. And now here's Riley Thompson, 3-on-3. Lots of room out there. Zach Thompson, what a save. Craig Wendy. But Zach Thompson comes away with it, working his way in front. And it's finally knocked out of his stick. That was number 27, Blaze McCullough, doing a good job on Zach Thompson. So the referee's doing a good job here in this game.
Well, they're sending the message early.
Coincidental minors, nobody's on a power play. Here's Brandon Muse in front. Great job on the defense for Owen Sound. And taken away. Here comes number 27 for Owen Sound. That's Miller Rusbridge. Rusbridge fires. Save. He tried to go 5-hole on Britt. And a good job, Brady Heseltine for Owen Sound to knock that away from number 11, Jamal Shears. Shears to French. French holds on to it.
He's a smart ball player, French.
He's going to go off on a line change now. Looks like Eddie Renault over there. Renault plays it back to Nick Rybka. Rybka trying to get inside, plays it off to Renault. Renault in front, looking for number 22, Chris Lopes, but unable to get it to him. Now here comes the Northstars. Lachlan Elder gives it to Sabolics. Travis Sabolics. Now back to Elder. First two minor penalties are over. Robbie Milnes being double teamed there. Milnes finds some space, shot right on. Good save in there by Craig Wendy. Now Rob Milne, and that's number 8 in the mix again is Keon McQueen.
And we're back to 5-on-5.
Lots of emotion in this game. Owen Sound, if they win, here's the shot. Oh, did that go off the post? I think it did.
Yeah, no, it didn't. Owen Sound ball. Just missed it.
Orangeville does not want to have their season end tonight, so you can imagine they'll be playing tough. Northstars, here's a shot, Brett Clofer. Here's Campbell, scores! Andy Campbell, a monster of a man.
I think this come off the pipe, then back out off the goaltender, then back in, but we'll take a look. And yeah, you've talked about Andy Campbell before. He's got the size to get in front of that net. It takes a good defenseman to move him.
See the smile through that cage a mile away. Andy Campbell, 6'4", 225
Let's take a look
pounds.
at this one here. Keep an eye on number 23. There he is there. You can try to move him like that. Now off the...
Went off the arm there of Craig Wendy, and the Northstars now have a 2-1 lead. And as we were saying, Campbell, 6'4", 220 pounds. You're not moving that guy.
Not too many times, no.
All right, here's Riley Thompson now. Thompson looking for some space.
Somebody's got to throw a pick in deep when Thompson starts going in there.
Hesseltine with 10 on the shot clock. Maudsley, oh, what a save, Craig Wendy. Maudsley knows how to find that space.
Oh, he does. He just got to finish around the net a little more than...
Had Craig Wendy at his mercy, but Wendy was not going to be beaten on that one. French plays it across now to Muse. Brandon Muse has it knocked out of his stick, but he gets it back. 9 on the shot clock. There's a shot that just missed by Joe French. He tried to put one in the same way he did. There's a shot right on, but the Northstars are going to take possession. There's only about 3 seconds left on the shot clock, so that's why Keon McQueen had to take that shot.
They had to fire the ball down deep.
So now here are the Northstars. Northstars trailed, and here's Rob Milnes' shot. And oh, what a save, Craig Wendy. Things are getting a little heated up out there.
Oh, yeah.
Travis Sabolics had his stick held. Now here come the Titans. Good save. That shot scores. Number 5, Nick Rybka. The shot prior to Rybka getting that rebound went off of the mask of Tyler Glee.
Yeah.
I think that stunned him just a little bit before that shot was taken. So I don't know if we can see that on the replay.
We'll pick it up on the replay. We'll take a look here.
That original shot caught him in the mask. Right there, as you see, it goes up high on him. He's shaking his head.
Yeah, that's right. And then, of course, by the time he steps out, he leaves part of the net open.
Great job by our camera crew, as always. Great jobs, guys, getting that shot for us. Tyler Glebe, you can see that caught him up high. And as you said, Glenn, by the time he got it shook off.
It's in the net, yeah.
All right, all knotted up at 2. Nick Rybka. Now the Northstars, here's Robbie Milnes. Milnes plays it into Maudsley. Maudsley taking a look. That's going to be Orangeville ball. Illegal check by the Northstars. And there's going to be a penalty here. The Northstars, Colin Maudsley.
Now, boy, you can't take those.
Delay of game.
Yep, you can't do that.
Maudsley not happy with the call, having a few words with the referee. That's going to be the first power play of this game. Colin Maudsley going for delay of game. Well, we'll see the Titans' first attempt on the power play. The Northstars have been very good in this series, killing off penalties. So.
Well, they've got 2 of the leading scorers in the league on their power play. So
here's Brendan Muse. Muse to French. French fires. Good save, Tyler Glebe. Now the Northstars long bomb. Oh, Lachlan Elder was just about home free.
Oh, he was. He can snare that when he's gone.
Northstars teammates have absolutely no problem trying that play with Lachlan Elder. He has scored. I think he was tied for the lead in shorthanded goals this year. I believe he had 4 on the season. There's a shot. That just misses. Ball's bouncing around loose, and that's batted into the crowd.
Yep.
Not a bad play. Northstars, or sorry, the Titans will start with the ball again. There's number 17, Rowan Apers. To Muse to Apers. Owen Sound picks it up. Lachlan Elder, can he? Yes, he can. Lachlan Elder.
Was there any doubt on that one, Rob?
Absolutely none, Glenn. Absolutely none.
Wend is frustrated with Elder scoring on him, and I'll tell you, I'm sure the coaching staff Oakville have told their players, be careful of that man up top. If you're coming across with that ball, you can't be within his stick. He knows how much time he's got. Wend had a chance on that one. You move that stick around like that, goaltenders haven't got a clue where it's going. Excellent goal, big goal.
Georgia Swarm of the National Lacrosse League, their fans, if they get a look at this on the internet, you're going to be very happy with this young man when he finally makes it to the big league. So, as you said, Lachlan Elder is a draft pick, was a draft pick last year for the Georgia Swarm. So, and they are defending league champions in the National Lacrosse League. So the Northstars, again, back on top. Shot and scores. Brandon Muse rifles one. That man has one heck of a shot.
Oh, but no question, you can't let him crank him from the top like that.
You're going to see exactly why he led the league in scoring here on the replay.
Keep an eye on this one. Again, number 19, he'll work the top in there. There he is. See French, he's always got to worry about French. Those low little bounce shots like that, they skip. And then they're in the net.
Right inside the post. What a beautiful shot there. And now we're all knotted up at 3. But that's the way these teams have gone in this series. You know, the first period and a half has always been tight. I think the last game, game 2 in Oakville, it ended up 5-4 for Owen Sound after the first period. I think it was 2-1 Oakville here in the first period, game number 1. Now the Northstars, Brady Husseltine is hammered to the floor. Good job by the Titans. Riley Thompson is on his man and does a fantastic job.
Trouble is that Oakville never got possession, so Owen Sound charged with 30 seconds.
That's right, they never did get possession of the ball. Here's Joe French, he slips, otherwise he had a shot. Now, it's going to be Owen Sound ball. I believe it was an illegal change over there.
Yep.
Oakville. Now the Northstars come away with it. Robbie Milnes, game knotted all tied up here at 3. Shot right on. I don't think that got through. Shot, scores! There you go, Zach Thompson. That happened so quickly. Robbie Milnes got roughed up on that play. We hope he's all right. He's got his head down.
He's a tough lacrosse player. He's been roughed up before.
Tough as nails, but Zach Thompson puts Owen Sound ahead 4-3.
And keep an eye on this one. Again, a shot from out there. Chances are you're not going to beat Wend on that. Robbie Thompson get the loose ball, and then, boy, all it takes is enough going off that left shoulder, left arm, and it's in the net.
Zach Thompson, that ball bounced around in there, and nobody seemed to know where it was going. But you see the hit that Robbie Milnes took. He's probably winded pretty good. That he landed right on his lungs on that one. So, but you can see he's being tended to at the bench by the trainer. Now it looks like we got a penalty coming to the North
Yeah,
Stars.
these are penalties you just can't take.
You've got a 4-3 lead. North Stars. Here's Joe French. Shot by Brennan Muse, and we've got an interference call.
Oh, yeah, without question.
Coming up, it looks like Rob Clofer, I believe. Yep, Rob Clofer's going to go for
That's Rob's second penalty. He's got to get himself settled down a little bit.
That'll be his.
The referee's telling him.
So Rob Clofer goes off for 2 minutes or less with 8:36 remaining. We'll take a look at it here.
Take a look. Right there. You know.
Right there, knocks his man down.
You got to call that. He hasn't got possession. He's going down. Not a great penalty to take.
So here's Joe French. He's being watched closely. Lachlan Elder. Here's French with a shot. Tyler Glebe with a save. Rebound. Who's got it? Loose ball. And Lachlan. Oh, can he? No, he can't get a hold of it.
Oh, boy, he just couldn't snare it. He was gone.
Craig Wendy was probably saying his prayers down there. Please do not let him get that ball. So Joe French plays it now over to Brandon Muse. Back to French. To Muse. To French. Over the shoulder to Riepke. Here's French. Misses that time. That's going to go all. There's 5 on the shot clock. The North Stars are going to get possession of this ball. And rifles it all the way back down. And the North Stars, with 1:05 remaining in the penalty, so Rob Clofer now have a chance here to kill off some of that time. Zach Thompson. North Stars with good motion down there. Thompson has 2 players tracking him. He's going to lay it over to Riley Thompson. Riley tries to play it into
yeah, it's got to be in the stick if you're going to pass that ball.
Now with 30 seconds remaining, Owen Sound's done a great job here so far killing this penalty off. Here's Joe French working it into the Owen Sound zone. You can bet he'll be looking for.
Oh, yeah, now keep an eye on French. He's a real showboat out there. You know, no wonder people get rattled with him. But he can play the game.
And here's Lachlan Elder. Can he? Yes, he can for the second time tonight. Lachlan Elder. What can I say?
Hey, I already had it on the sheet before he put it in.
Lachlan Elder with his second shorthanded goal of the night, his 5th in 2 games.
Hey, keep an eye on this one. I'll tell you, how good is he with that stick? Like right there, that's how good he is with that stick. And watch it, and he takes off so quick. Who's going to catch him? When, of course, once he has to move.
Absolutely beautiful to watch. Lachlan Elder on. That has been the highlight of my year, I can tell you that much. Watching Lachlan Elder on his breakaways. The North Stars now take a 5-3 lead. How do you defend against a guy like Lachlan Elder as a coach? What do you do?
Well, you down here have to get physical and chop him down, but then you're going to go to the box if you do anyway. So.
But I remember one of my coaches saying, there's a shot right on Andy Campbell. Hesseltine with a shot. Wendy gets a piece of that. North Stars come away with it now. Zach Thompson got some space. North Stars bringing out a different offensive unit. Zach Thompson fires. That just misses. The one thing that I had when I played was I could run. I could run fast. Coach says to me, I said, well, what good is that? And he says, well, how can you hit what you can't catch? So how are they going to, that kind of applies here to Lachlan Elder. How are you going to hit him if you can't catch him? Joe French with a shot. And that's going to be Owen Sound ball. The North Stars, on the strength of 2 goals by Lachlan Elder, one of them shorthanded.
No, both of them were shorthanded.
They were both shorthanded. I'm sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
And the North Stars leading 5-3 in this important Game 3 of the best of 5 versus the Oakville Titans. 8 on the shot clock, and the Titans are going to come away with it. There's number 10, Matt Pelkey. 5 minutes remaining first period. The Titans desperately needing at least one before this period ends. Joe French works it in, and he gets jumped from behind by Drew Barfoot. Now it's getting a little rough down there. Drew Barfoot and number 22, Chris Lopes. Cooler heads prevail.
Yep.
Emotions running high in this game tonight for sure.
One thing about Tyler Gibbons, he starts putting his stick on you. He won't back down.
Here's Andy Campbell muscling his way through. Loses control at the last minute. He's knocked into the crease. That's not easy to do.
Not easy to do is right, yep.
Now here comes number 20. That's Andrew Mullen. Mullen plays it back to Queenan. McQueenan to French. Over to Renault. And as you can see, Glenn, there's the update from Six Nations in the first period. I'll let you tell the folks.
Well, again, 7-2.
7-2, yeah. And Six Nations leading that series by 2-0. So technically, both of these series could be over tonight. There's a shot.
That just missed that top corner. Illegal kick. Can't do it.
Now, Robbie Mills.
Should be taking that back here.
Referee's just going to let that slide, but Robbie Mills is being knocked around pretty good by number 16, Smitheram. And but as I was saying, Six Nations leading Ennismore. They're up 2-0 in that series, so that could end tonight. And it's going to be Oakville ball. A late hit by Childerhouse. That's number 22, Chris Lopes. He's not happy. Gibbons is going to talk to Lopes. Referee's trying to calm things down a bit. Chris Lopes has gotten underneath the Owen Sound Northstars skin a little bit here. You can tell he's not a very popular man at the moment. Here's the shot right on Tyler Glebe. What a save.
There's a
Tyler Gibbons. Are you kidding me? No penalty on that. And it's Oakville
and they're going to give possession away too.
Now Lopes in there again, causing trouble. The referee needs to send Chris Lopes to the box.
Wow.
I can't believe that's Oakville ball. Let's take
Keep an eye on this one.
Here's a shot.
Okay, Tyler comes across. He's got it. Is that not a trip?
That's a trip. He stuck his foot out.
The referee's standing right there, and yet he gives them possession. Oh, we got to get on the referees every so often, don't we?
Every now and then. These guys have done a pretty good job tonight.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't a good job. So.
No.
That's what we concentrate on, the one mistake, right? Yeah. Well, you do. I don't. All right, good job there by Zach Thompson to knock the stick of number 21 Gage board. Owen Sound has possession. There's a shot. 10 on the shot. No, it should be a fresh shot.
Should be a fresh shot if we get possession.
Good physical play down there. And Titans coming away with it. That's Gage board. Northstars with a 5-3 lead on the strength of two shorthanded goals by Lachlan Elder. Joe French is just being pushed into the corner by Miller Rustbridge. Rustbridge doing a great job. 10 on the shot clock. French fires. Rebound, tries to scoop that in. French is taken into the boards.
Boy, is that one referee got nothing but blue on his mind out there? Good Lord. First of all, the man went through the crease. Shouldn't get possession of the ball.
That's Chris Lopes. He's in there causing all kinds of trouble. Now, Queenan is trying to draw Gibbons into something. You got Lopes in there. Referee's had enough here. He's going to settle this down. Tyler Gibbons is going to go to the box for Owen Sound. And number 8, Kean McQueen, giving a little wave to the fans up there. Looks like slashing called.
I would imagine, yeah.
Gibbons not happy. He's having a word with Queenan. McQueenan. Gibbons wants him. Have to keep an eye on those two. They're still going at it down there. Here's Joe French. French fires, shot right on. Tyler Glebe, what a save. In there for the Northstars. See if Gibbons and McQueen are still yapping at each other down there.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that when they come out of the box.
I don't know if McQueen would really want part of Tyler Gibbons.
He'll have his hands full with Tyler.
Here's Riley Thompson now trying to work his way, find some space, fires. Good save in there. Craig Wendy has been beaten 5 times in this first period by Owen Sound, but he has made some really
both goaltenders have made excellent saves. That's what you expect from both these goaltenders.
Here's Brandon Muse. Muse lays it back, but it's picked off. Lachlan Elder. Now, here comes Andy Campbell. Or sorry, that's Miller Rustbridge. Rustbridge plays it over to... That's Kenny Colson. First I've seen of him tonight. Plays it back. Hasseltine, that misses. Colson gets in there. Yes, he does. He comes away with it. Colson double team. Now Hasseltine picks it up. They run out of time on the shot clock.
Well, that's good. They used 30 seconds on it with less than a minute to go. 45
seconds remaining here in period number 1. Northstars with a 5-3 lead. Now here's Joe French. French fires. Tyler Glebe. I think he's got Joe French figured. I don't want to jinx him. I'll just keep quiet on that one. But Joe French is trying to beat Glebe the same way he did the first time. Hasn't worked so far here. Shot right on. Another shot. I won. Tyler Glebe with a diving save.
Wow.
He is a man possessed here in this first period for the Northstars. Here's Colin Maudsley, loses possession, tried to do it himself. 3 seconds left.
That's going to wrap it.
1.12 seconds. Sabolics with a shot right on. That's going to do it for period number 1. But Glenn, playoff action at its finest.
Without question, I'll tell you, both these teams come to play tonight. The shots in net actually, Oakville as 15-13. Thought I'd just keep some stats on that. But that, again, not surprising. That's just how tight these two teams are.
Fantastic first period. The Northstars are leading by a score of 5-3 in Game 3 of the OLA Senior B semifinals. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to be right back with your first intermission show.
And you can watch Business in Gray on Rogers TV, where we showcase local businesses in Gray County.
Jean-Marie! Fire! The neighbor's farm is on fire. It's almost to the road. It's heading for us.
Help me get the animals out of the barn.
The fire's getting closer.
I'm on the horse.
The house is burning.
Get out to the river. Get up.
Can't leave everything. Careful! Don't fall!
Come on, we have to hurry.
Hurry! There's the river. We're going to make it. I can't swim.
Yes, you can.
Hurry! Hurry!
You must get in.
I can't.
Watch out for sparks.
His hair's on fire.
Keep their hair wet.
In May 1870, fires raged along the Saguenay River for more than 150 kilometers, destroying land and lives. One family survived by dousing themselves all night against the searing heat. One family, among the thousands whose resourcefulness and courage shaped the character of this land.
Two full-time moms on a mission to talk about everything parents deal with on a daily basis.
Okay, so what do you do when your child has a meltdown?
It's Vanessa and Melissa on Rogers TV.
Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center. After 20 minutes of play, the Northstars lead the Oakville Titans. Joining me is the man you saw move the ball around there as we came out of the commercial break, Joe French with the goal in the first period. Joe, elimination game on the road. How big was it for you guys to get the first goal?
I mean, I think that it's a good tone setter. We're playing a terrific team. You have to admire them in the way that they play, and I think one thing about this team is that they play great at home. And I think, you never want to fear your opponents, but it's certainly important to respect them, and we just want to give them our best shot tonight, and I really hope that we can play them a couple more times this year. I think that it's been good lacrosse, it's been fast lacrosse, and it's the kind of lacrosse that people want to watch.
Joe, you missed games 1 and 2, but back in the lineup for game 3, and obviously you've had a pretty successful playoff run personally so far. Bit of time off between game 2 and 3, not like game 1 and 2. Maybe what were some adjustments you guys had coming into the Bayshore tonight?
I think one of the biggest things with this time of year anyway is that we play a lot of games, and I think everybody's feeling a little sore. Everybody's a little bit beat up. So having the opportunity to take a couple games, a couple days off, it's a great opportunity to rest the body. I know for me, it's more just a lot of running over a weekend playing 2 or 3 games. So having the opportunity to rest for 5 days or 6 days is huge. It means a lot going into a weekend like this where for us, it's got to be 3 in a row. It's got to be 3 in 3 days.
Of course, game 4 will be tomorrow, game 5 following that for the 3 in 3 games. A veteran on this team, and Lopez a veteran on this team as well, and you saw some of the intensity he brought late in that period, the picks in the offensive zone, just kind of how much that intensity one player can show and how it goes throughout the lineup.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with Chris is that he's a tenacious competitor, and he doesn't roll over. And I think that his role on this team is to kind of contribute in ways that maybe don't always make the score sheet, or the left side of the score sheet, that is. So I think, what Chris is trying to do tonight is make sure that this isn't his last game. I mean, that's the other nature of this league. Not everybody here is going to play another 5 years. There are certainly guys on the floor tonight that are great players that for work or for injury or for, other things may not have the opportunity to play another game. So I think Chris says that if this is going to be the last one, he wants to play hard and he wants to go out with a bang, the competitor that he is.
1 for 2 on the power play in the first period. You guys get some more looks as this game goes on. Are you happy with what you've got out of the power play so far?
I think, the biggest thing with the power play is we've had great opportunities. There's no question we've had terrific opportunities. But I think they've been overshadowed by a young gun on their team. I think the last name is Elder. He's a terrific transition player, and I really admire the way he gets up and down the floor. And he's made us pay twice for, just not hitting the cage. And we're getting the looks that we want. I feel confident shooting from 10, 12 feet, and so does Brendan Muse. And I think if we can get our hands free and continue to shoot, law of averages, you can't miss every single one of them. Eventually, something's got to drop. And I think the biggest thing for us is that you just can't have empty possessions and empty power plays. And unfortunately, we've come up with a couple empty ones. So we just got to do better.
All right, Joe. Really appreciate your time. Good luck in the second and third. All right, we're going to take a quick break here from the Bayshore, but don't go anywhere. We got a second period recap coming your way after the break.
Hi, I'm David Shearman, host of FaithWorks. FaithWorks is a program about the people of Grey County and the things they do in their faith, their works. Join me for FaithWorks on Rogers TV.
Daniel Cormier is one of the very best who has ever competed in mixed martial arts. But in facing John Jones, he's facing the greatest talent that we've ever seen inside the octagon. Biggest night of the year today. This fight between these two men is so important right now. UFC Heavyweight Championship. This is what you would call a juicy card.
Humanitarian crises are impacting more and more people around the world. Fortunately, there are organizations to come to their aid. But sometimes the need is so great that even with the best of intentions, it can't be done alone. That's why in Canada, we've brought leading aid agencies together to form the Humanitarian Coalition. Because together, we can save more lives.
I hope you continue to join us over the summer. We have some amazing shows for you. Grey County Life, only on Rogers TV.
Titans by a score of 5-3 after 20 minutes of play. If you missed the interview with Joe French, it was a great interview. He brought the personal side into the game about how it might be somebody's last game in an Oakville jersey if they can't come back and win this game. Still have lots of time to do it, 40 minutes that is. But for now, we'll go up to Rob and Glenn in the booth.
Thanks very much, and you know, that was a great interview. We were saying off air that's the kind of interview you want, and made John's life a lot easier. But let's touch on what Joe French said about Mike Lopes, or Chris Lopes. Sorry, he was talking about Chris Lopes and his role in this game, being that this is going to be probably Chris's last year. But he's out there. He doesn't want to go home. He doesn't want it to end. He's out there trying to create space for the two big guns.
There isn't a player on that floor right now for Oakville who wants it to end tonight. And you can see them come out in that second period. They're not going to play like it's going to be over tonight. And Chris Lopes, how many years he's played? 10, 12, 15 years? Who knows? But yeah, you can be sure he's one of the players for sure that doesn't want to go home tonight and be
That's
finished.
right. So let's take a look at the scoring summary for the first period. And Glenn, you can see Joe French opened scoring from Wallace and Mancini at 58 seconds.
Right off the bat, and then of course the North Star responded in there. Then and of course Campbell comes in with one. Ribka, he comes back and ties it up, 2-2. I thought, boy, here, this is going to be one of these games that we get one, they get one, they get one, we get one.
But then Lachlan Elder, the story with two short-handed goals to end the first period. Owen Sound trailing in the shots on goal 15-13, but leading on the scoreboard 5-3. We're going to take a short break, Glenn, and we're going to be back with period number 2. Don't go away. Game 3, Owen Sound wins tonight. They move on to the finals. We'll be right back with the second period.
Ever felt like you wanted to get fit, but you didn't fit in? Join me, Christina Marquis, host of Homebodies Fitness, for your at-home fitness routine, only on Rogers TV.
When I felt hopeless, United Way had my back. In the summer of 2015, I lived only to feed my addictions. I had lost my friends, family, and business, and was homeless and broke. I attempted suicide again. In the hospital, I faced more rehab and counseling, but had no hope. A referral to a walk-in counseling clinic funded by United Way made all the difference. In the sessions that followed, I discovered that childhood sexual assault was at the core of my struggles. I still have work to do, but I'm feeling happy and hopeful. I can't ever remember feeling like that. My name's Jeff, and donations to United Way Simcoe Muskoka helped change my life. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Carol Merton, host of HealthLink on Rogers TV. HealthLink is a program that connects you with important health information for you and your family. Please join us on Rogers TV to watch HealthLink, and take care.
And welcome back, everybody. Period number 2 about to get underway. Glenn, I was speaking with one of the North Star prior to the game here on my way up to the booth, and he said that in his estimation, this is probably the best North Stars team he's seen in about the last 5-6 years.
Yeah, I've got to agree with that. They've got speed, and of course their defensive units are just great. And they got obviously a variety of people who can put the ball in the net.
Story of that first period for the North Stars was the work of Lachlan Elder. And now here comes Miller Rusbridge on a breakaway, fires Craig Wendy, beats Miller Rusbridge.
Miller Rusbridge, how many chances he had? He hasn't scored a goal yet this season. He's got 1 assist, then unless he's got 1 or 2 assists in the playoffs. But that's the type of game he gives you constantly.
He is tough as nails out there, and like I've said on numerous occasions, nobody hits harder than that guy, and it would be nothing nicer to see than Miller Rusbridge get a goal on one.
We've got to see him get a goal before the season's over.
Here's Rob Clover now. Plays it on. Here's Andy Campbell. The whistle blows, and it's going to be Oakville ball. I think that was an illegal change by Owen Sound. Now the Titans setting up. Here's Eddie Renaud. Renaud has it knocked away by Tyler Gibbons. What a job, Tyler Gibbons. He's going to work that ball down into the Oakville zone. He's going to pull up. Bit of rough stuff going on down in the Owen Sound end. Eddie Renaud and Mike McLeod having words. Brett Clofer with space. Clofer, what a save, but that was crease ball.
By Wen that time.
Crease ball, but what a save by Craig Wendy. Here's a over-the-shoulder shot that misses by Joe French, but French picks up the loose ball. He's watched by Miller Rusbridge. French plays it off to Brennan Muse, back over to French. French taking a look, watched by Rusbridge. He gets the shot away. Rusbridge is knocked head first into the boards. He apologizes to Miller Rusbridge, so I think...
Oh, Miller's got his number. He knows who it was.
Miller looks... sorry, that was Drew Barfoot. That was Barfoot that went head first into the boards. Looked like he accepted his apology, but we'll see what happens later on in the game. Here's Hesseltine. Shot by Maudsley.
You're not going to score out there.
Loose ball, and Andy Campbell is being held. Come on, referee. He has got a hold of... Anyway, carry on. Just about put Campbell's jersey off of him, but no call. Now, here come the Titans. Into Mancini with a shot. Tyler Glebe with another great save in the Owen Sound goal. Loose ball, Gibbons plays it on to Mike McLeod. Veteran Mike McLeod. That's laid back now to Travis Sabolics. Sabolics plays it in front. Triple teamed in there was Zach Thompson.
Tough road to go if you want to go through the middle.
Here's Reed Board now for the Titans. Plays it over now to Braden Wallace. Wallace trying to get his way in front. He can't get around Simmons. Loose ball. And Drew Barfoot's going to track that down. Comes up with it. He's got Tompkinson in front. Barfoot very wisely hangs onto it.
Yeah, good smart move.
Plays it to Riley Thompson. Owen Sound with a 5-3 lead. 4 minutes gone. Here's Hesseltine. That shot doesn't get through. Now here come the Titans back into the Owen Sound zone. That's Gage Board. Board dishes off now to Mancini. Mancini. Here comes Rybka with a shot. Good save by Tyler Glebe. Glebe has been rock solid for Owen Sound.
Oh boy, is he ever.
As you said, Owen Sound was outshot 15-13 in that first period, and only 3 got by. Tyler Glebe. Here's Maudsley. Plays it over to Ken Colson. Colson taking a look. He's going to dish off to Travis Sabolics. Sabolics fires, scores! There you go. Exactly what Travis Sabolics needed. First goal since coming back from injury.
Without question. That's his first goal since he got injured there after 6 games into the schedule. And he's had trouble finding the net, broke his hand, and of course, so he's got a weak hand in there without question. But he's a big lad like that. And again, see, he put his shoulder in there, and he uses that stick to go wide in the height. It's in the net.
Northstars now open up a 3-goal lead with 15:09 remaining in period number 2. Travis Sabolics, we said in that last game, Travis just needs one to get him going. We'll see what he can do the rest of this game. Rob Clofer's taken down. He's being hammered into the floor. And another shot. There's got to be a penalty there. Renaud going after Clofer, but Clofer's going to walk away. Now who's getting the penalty? Rob?
Wow.
Rob Clofer heading to the box.
Well, that's Rob's third penalty in there. They scored on the last one he had on there.
Unsportsmanlike conduct is the call. Oh, you can see right here. Oh, there it is. Yes, thank you, producer Mark Perry. He has Renault's stick in his hand. As you can see, Rob Clofer's playing the game with two sticks right there. Don't think that's allowed in this game.
No.
Thanks very much, producer Mark Perry. Loose ball in there. Miller Rustbridge is battling 3 blue jerseys, and he is hammered into the boards. Eddie Renault takes Rustbridge hard into the boards.
He'll be right back out again the next shift.
That man is tougher than nails. But he does his job, takes a lick, and the Northstars get possession of the ball. See, one thing Joe French touched on, during that interview was players at this time of the year, they played a lot of lacrosse this year, and a lot of them are hurting, right? They got all those aches of pains, and there's at the end of one period of play in Six Nations, here's Zach Thompson. What a save by Craig Wendy. But at the end of the first period, Six Nations leading Ennismore by a score of 10-2.
Oh, yeah, Ennismore. It's a team that I'm sure that they know they're not going anywhere. They're just going to quit on there.
They finished, I believe it was 4th in the regular season with a 500 record, I believe. Working the ball around nicely. There's French with a shot. Tries to go. French digging hard in there. Now here come the Northstars away with it. Here's Zach Tompkinson. He has Elder with him. Tompkinson, and what a job by number 6, Mancini. Cam Mancini got his stick in the way at the last minute to deflect that one wide. But an excellent defensive effort by Cam Mancini. 10 seconds remaining now in the penalty to Rob Clofer for unsportsmanlike conduct. Northstars again doing a great job on the penalty kill. Ball comes in front, picked off. Tyler Geeby's got Rob all alone down here. But the Northstars,
good penalty kill.
Plays it down to Rob Clofer. Clofer being watched. Here's Brady Hesseltine on to Robbie Milnes. Good to see him back in the game. Takes a look, fires right on.
Yeah, you're not going to score there.
Hesseltine is being harassed here by Matt Pelkey pretty good. Here's McQueen. Ball comes in front. French with a shot right on. Miller Rustbridge comes away with it. He's knocked down in the corner. And it's going to be Oakville ball.
It seems to be every play it's Oakville ball.
Owen Sound's not getting those calls at all tonight, it seems. Here's Gage Board now, setting up for the Titans. He's got Muse in front of the net. Here's Joe French trying to work his way around. Owen Sound taking his space away. In front, oh, that just missed by Gage Board. Loose ball. Can the Northstars come away with it? Rob Milnes. 3 on the shot clock. The Northstars are going to take possession. Here's Miller Rustbridge. He goes long for Thompson. Zach Thompson in behind the goal. Out front, Travis Sabalix with a shot. Travis has got a taste of the back of the net again, so good effort there and a nice pass by Zach Thompson, but wasn't going to be Craig Wendy on that occasion.
No.
Here's Joe French now. You can bet he's looking for Brandon Muse. Comes over here to Eddie Renaud. And there's going to be a penalty there. Brett Clofer is going to get one for holding. And the referee is going to give the goalkeepers a water break here, but Brett Clofer's heading to the box. You watch.
Keep an eye on this one. Now,
Renaud beats him, but...
now, these you can't let go. The trouble is, he didn't play the man that time, played the stick. In most cases, these good ball players are going to beat you with a stick. At that range, you got to play the man coming in.
Brett Clofer takes a penalty for holding. I could argue that should have been a penalty against Oakville when he tried to take Andy Campbell's jersey off. Maybe wanted it for a souvenir or something at the end of the game. You could have asked. You didn't have to. But anyway.
We've got the great advantage looking right down on the play. And the referees can't hear us criticizing them, so we can't get a penalty on it. So.
Fantastic crowd here tonight, Glenn.
A good crowd here tonight.
This has got to be the biggest crowd of the year, and great to see the
Well, again, they're seeing a good ball game in there.
Definitely getting their money's worth tonight here in game number 3. I want to thank everybody at home for joining us tonight. Glenn and I absolutely appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying it. There's a shot and scores. Brandon Muse. You're not going to keep him off the sheet too long.
Not really. League leading scorer right there.
And you can see why. That's that's his second tonight, isn't it not?
Yeah, it's his second.
Yeah.
And of course, him and French just play catch here for a bit. But there's a good pick, just a good block. And of course, you got to play the stick. You can't play the stick in there, Miller. You got to play that man.
So the Northstars lead is now cut to 6-4. And that goal by Brennan Muse is second of the game. 10:42 remaining, period number 2. In this, the game 3 of the best of 5 series. And the draw was a saw-off. Drew Barfoot is arguing with the referee that this guy, the player, had a stick up in his throat. Hard to see when they were both laying down on the floor like that, but here's Joe French. French trying to find some space, gets around, he does, and Tyler Glebe again comes up with a great save. Glebe plays it on Tyler Gibbons. Gibbons has got Maudsley breaking, but chose to hold up. Plays it on now to Brady Hesseltine. Hesseltine, a late season addition from the KW Velocity, and he's had a fantastic last part. Here's Rob Milne, scored! What a play, Robbie Milnes! Are you kidding me? That was a first-class move, and the Titans defender ran hard right into Craig Wendy. Certainly hope Craig Wendy's all right.
We gotta
he
keep an eye on
got
that.
nailed by his own teammate, Matt Pelkey. Let's watch here. First the goal. Travis Zabalix with a beautiful pass over to Rob Milnes. Now watch the move.
And again, play the stick. Rob gives him the stick, takes it back over the shoulder. And of course, there you see the Oakville player. He just keeps going, and when he doesn't have a chance.
Tried to hit Rob Milnes and he missed him. Robbie was airborne, and so Rob Milnes scores Owen Sound's 7th goal of this game.
That's one of the advantages Owen Sound's had in this series. The first game Saturday night, Oakville scored the first goal. Owen Sound responded. Every time Oakville scores tonight, Owen Sound responds to it.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly how this series has gone, and I think it was the first time that the Northstars, in the last game, it took Owen Sound until halfway through the second period to get their first lead of the game. Now it's going to be Is it Northstars?
Wow, they gave Owen Sound possession.
Northstars are going to get possession here. Here's Zach Thompson. Thompson takes a look. Works his way around. Lots of time in the shot clock. Colson with a shot. Craig Wendy luckily got his leg in the way of that one, but Colson grabs the rebound. And Owen Sound with a fresh shot clock.
Oh, yeah. Ken made a great move in there, but again, Wen was just, he was there.
Riley Thompson works it around, looking for Brett Clofer, but Colson's there again. Ken Colson doing a wonderful job. Loose ball, and the Titans are going to come away with that one. Long ball. Oh, and number 27, Blaze McCullough, just missed that one. And here comes Lachlan Elder. No breakaway this time.
No.
Lays it off now to Travis Zabalik. Zabalik looks inside to Milnes. Oh, that just missed. Actually, that was a good save by Craig Wendy. He got his arm on that one. Tyler Glebe plays it on to Colin Maudsley. Maudsley hasn't found the back of the net tonight. And he tries to sneak his way through. He can't. He's going to lay it back to Rob Milnes. Milnes inside. Hesseltine. Oh, what a save. Craig Wendy. I think think that had gone between his legs.
He didn't know where it was that time.
I think he may have flipped his leg back out. Let's take a look on the replay.
Good pass. The stick's up where it should be.
That ball was going, right off of his foot.
Just this side of the net instead of going into the net.
Just swung his foot around, and luckily for him, was able to keep that out. If he had to move that foot, that ball was in. Northstars with a great job down there in their own end. 7:50 remaining, period number 2, game number 3. Northstars lead the series by 2-0 and can wrap it up tonight. Still lots of lacrosse left.
Oh, yeah, there's lots left in this game.
Northstars with a 7-4 lead. Here's Riley Thompson. There's Clougher with a shot. That misses. 6 on the shot clock. Tyler Glebe is just going to have to play this back down into the Oakville zone.
Good move. Deep, yep.
But it's picked up here by number 12, Reed Board. So McQueen looks in front. Can't find anybody. Good coverage by the Owen Sound defense. Comes to Brandon Muse. Muse, no space. McQueen, 8 on the shot clock. They need a shot. Muse inside. Shot, what a save. Tyler Glebe. Now, here's number 89, Tyler Simmons. We were talking earlier before the game came out. Tyler Simmons will probably get the award for the prettiest goal by a North Star this year. Game against KW, one-handed over the shoulder in the net.
What else do you do with it at that time?
Here's Campbell trying to muscle his way through, but he cannot. Well, the referee is going to send 2 North Stars off here, I believe. Or, sorry, 2 players are going to go. Colin Maudsley. Is Maudsley going, or is he not?
No, I think he just called
holding the stick. Number 16.
Now, is this Owen Sound's first power play?
It is, that's right. Anthony Smitherman. 2 minutes for holding the stick. Had a hold of Colin Maudsley's stick. So Owen Sound with their first power play of the game. Hesseltine out to Maudsley. Back over to Hesseltine. Into Clougher. To Hesseltine. Inside. Picked off. Here's Zach Thompson with a shot. That misses. Now the Titans will come away with it. They'll try to kill a portion of this 135 left on the Owen Sound power play. Rob Clougher keeping an eye on number 13. That's Braden Wallace. Joe French is out there. Comes the Wallace. North Stars in not much of a hurry.
No, they're just laying back, letting the clock go down. Wow.
Kind of hard to do a play-by-play of what's going on right now, but basically what they're doing, Owen Sound's in no hurry. They'll take the 30 second. No, there is no 30 second.
No, not this time. No.
Now they come after him, take him down, but he still has possession of the ball. What a job by Wallace. He's got 2 North Stars, soon to be 3 on him here. Look at Wallace. He still has that ball, shielding it up against his body in between the boards. And now Eddie Renaud comes in. And he still has it. Now it's loose. But the Titans are still going to want a
back
job.
Over. How can he not
That's over and back. You're right.
Isn't it?
That's over and back. That should have been called Owen Sound ball.
Wow. Referee standing right there. As soon as that ball touched that line, come over that line, it's blown down. They had possession last.
Joe French now. You're right, that absolutely should have been Owen Sound ball because the minute he crossed over.
Oh, yeah.
Now the penalty's over. Don't know if Owen Sound had a shot on that power play. Titans. Now it's picked off here. Zach Tompkinson. Tompkinson all by himself. Oh, he missed.
Zach hasn't hit the net yet tonight. That's 3 excellent chances he's had. Wow.
What a chance. Zach Tompkinson shaking his head. Heading to the bench, but great effort nonetheless.
At least the effort's there. That's the main thing.
Northstars with a 7-4 lead, 3:45 remaining.
Boy, what was that pass?
That may have went off of a Titan stick.
I think it might have done.
Here comes the Titans. Gage Board. Board finds Rybka in front, but Tyler Glebe gets that leg down. He has had one heck of a series for the Northstars. This is the 5th time in 6 years that these two teams have met in the playoffs. Here comes Savolik's shot. That misses. Comes out now to Robbie Milnes. 10 on the shot clock. Savolik's, he's going to fire it on net. Easy save for Craig Wendy. Now here's number 13, Braden Wallace. Wallace, who did a fantastic job killing off that penalty for the Titans, other than the fact that should have been called over and back. But here's French. French back with it again. He's going to fire. That misses. And that's going to go into the Oakville bench. It should be Owen Sound ball, and it is. I see. All right, there were 2 balls in play, so they had to get one back from one of the Northstars. Here's Zach Thompson, plays it into Colin Maudsley. Maudsley working around out front. He's got some space. He fires. And taken by Andy Campbell. Oh, Campbell has his stick knocked at the last minute. Otherwise.
Yeah, he was wide open.
That huge, long, he must have a 10-foot wingspan, that guy, but that enabled him to pick up that loose ball. Inside now. Taking a look around, there's French, plays it back over. Muse with the shot. He's not going to beat Tyler Glebe.
Not from out there.
Not this time. They've got a fresh 30 seconds to work with. Working around out front, that goes off an Owen Sound stick. Tyler Glebe comes away with it. Plays it on now to number 27, Miller Rusbridge. 1:35 remaining in period number 2. The Northstars led by 5-3.
Miller, what were you doing there?
They've outscored the Titans by 2-1 here in the second period. Pass right in front for Rybka, but 2 Owen Sound players had their sticks in the way. Ill-advised pass there. 2 bad passes.
We don't want possession here late.
Ryan Johnson picks off that. Now here's French. Joe French looking out front, picked off though by, there's going to be a high sticking call there by Robbie Milnes. Unfortunately, Robbie Milnes did not mean to make contact with the head.
You're responsible for your stick, so it's going to sit for 2 or less there.
That's what he's saying to the referee right now, and I'm sure you see on the replay that that was totally unintentional, but you, like you say, you have to be in control of your stick.
That's right, yep.
So Robbie Milnes is going to go off. We're going to take a look at the replay here.
And of course runs off his shoulder, hits him on the helmet. As soon as the referee hears that, arm goes up.
Yeah. So Owen Sound's going to take 2 minutes or less here. Rob Milnes in the box. And less than a minute remaining in period number 2. The Northstars need to kill this one off before the period ends. Oakville would love to get another one to get to within 2. Here's shot right on Tyler Glebe. Great save in there. Long ball. Can he? Not this time. He had a man on him. Miller Rustbridge tries to swipe that one away, and he does, but it goes right to an Oakville Titan. Here come the Titans. Brendan Muse shot. Oh my goodness, what a save. Did Tyler Glebe get that?
Okay, run that clock out.
10 seconds remaining, and Lachlan Elder is going to do exactly what you just said, Glenn. I'd like to get another look at that.
Is it or not? There we are.
3 seconds left. We're going to take a look at that save as soon as, hopefully, as the buzzer goes here. We'll see if Tyler Glebe got that one. I believe he did. Let's take a look here, Glenn. Pass comes in.
And the crease man wide open there.
Off the crossbar.
But again, he made him shoot high and missed that net in it. Again, how evens the period, Rob? Shots 14-14 on that one. They're 29-27 after 2 for Oakville.
All right, so there you have 2 periods of play in the books. The Owen Sound Senior B Northstars leading the Oakville Titans by a score of 7-4. 20 minutes to go, Glenn. 20 minutes to go. But we've got the second intermission show, and we'll see who John has for us in the interview. And we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Sharon Skelly, your host of Community Close-Up here on Rogers TV, where we meet various groups from Grey and Bruce counties doing amazing things.
Hey, reality stars, we've had enough. Enough ugly cry faces, inflated egos, confession cams, blind dates, naked dates, fantasy dates, hot tub dates, creepy roommates, cringe-worthy auditions, most dramatic anything ever. Enough. Move over, reality. It's been real. But the video stars are taking back TV. Music videos are back where they belong, on TV. Subscribe now.
I am 31 years old. I am on the double lung transplant list. I hear it all the time. You don't look sick. It's one thing to deal with the physical symptoms of PH, but because I don't look sick, I also have to deal with that.
Pulmonary hypertension is a rare, life-threatening lung disease. There is no cure, but treatments are available. Talk to your doctor about PH if you're experiencing these unexplained symptoms. It could save your life.
Thank you for joining me for Politically Speaking. This is our last show of the season, and I appreciate you coming to watch.
The Owen Sound Northstars lead after 2 periods of play. Joining me is Tyler Gibbons, the captain of the Owen Sound Northstars. A little bit of a different look from the Oakville Titans on the offensive side of things tonight. Not only do they have Muse, who was the leading scorer in the regular season, but Joe French into the lineup as well for his first game of the series. Maybe just your thoughts on the different look that the two of them have had combined in Game 3.
Yeah, well, they're both great shooters. Muse, 19, more of a feeder, likes to pass the ball a lot, but he can shoot the ball too, as you can see in the second period. And Joe French is just a good talent offensively. He can shoot the ball from any angle, shoots high, shoots low, wants the ball in the stick, so we're always aware of him.
We're about to enter the 9th period of this series, and you guys have given up just 14 goals as we head into it. And obviously a lot of credit's going to go to your goaltender, Glebe. How important has he been for you, and how much is just him being rock solid on the back end kind of motivated the guys that much more?
Yeah, he's been huge. Anytime you want to go far in the playoffs, obviously you need your goalie to be your best player. And so far in 2.5 games, he's been our best player. He just gives us confidence as defensive guys that we can push those guys to the outside. If they want to shoot from the outside, we know that he's going to stop them.
A lot of times the lineup you put on the floor at the beginning of the season doesn't look anything like the lineup you get into the playoffs, but the one guy who's evolved a lot over the season for you guys is Lachlan Elder. 2 shorthanded goals tonight, 5 goals in the series now. When you look back and when you first met him at the beginning of the season, did you see him playing this big of a role in the playoffs?
I did, just because he's family. So I knew him growing up, so I know what he's capable of doing. He's just an amazing player. Great speed, good hands. You see his breakaway goals. He mixes it up. It's been a huge addition to our team, and hopefully years to come.
Game 1 and 2, back-to-back nights, a bit of a longer break heading into Game 3 as you guys had the week off. I asked Joe French in the first intermission, and now you in the second intermission. What was maybe one of the two of the things you guys worked on, especially over that long break?
You know what? We worked on a few things, obviously, but mostly just keeping the sticks hot. Getting more running again, getting passing, because that's what seems like what the rust is. You can work on your systems later on. We know our systems by now. But it's just more getting the rust off, getting the passes on more.
Transition Ds looked awesome again tonight. How important is it to limit their transition offense?
That's a big part of their game is power plays and transition. Our offense has done a really good job of getting back to the bench and getting D on time, so they've taken that away.
All right, Tyler, thanks a lot. Good luck in the third period.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here from the Bay Shore. Don't go anywhere. We got the second period recap coming up. You're watching OLA Sr. Lacrosse on Rogers TV.
Salt. Toast is burning.
Toast is not.
Every time she has a seizure, she smells something burning. Now, if we can provoke that smell by probing the surface of the brain, we'll find the source of the seizures. Mrs. Gold, do you feel anything?
I can see the most wonderful lights.
And now what do you feel?
Did you pour cold water on my hand, Dr. Penfield?
Now what?
Oh,
What is it, Mrs. Gold?
burnt toast. Dr. Penfield, I can smell burnt toast. Dr. Wilder Penfield. He cured my seizures and hundreds more. They say he drew the roadmap of the human brain. We just called him the greatest Canadian alive.
What kind of show do you want to see on Rogers TV? What interests you? Log on to rogerstv.com, fill out a show proposal, and tell us about your segment idea. We want to know what you want to see. Rogers TV, only on Rogers.
Welcome back inside the Bay Shore. Owen Sound 7, Oakville 4 after 40 minutes of play. You look back to Game 1. It was Robbie Milnes, the veteran, with the big performance, 2 goals to lead Owen Sound over Oakville. Game 2, it was Lachlan Elder with 3 goals, the youngster, to lead the team over Oakville. Tonight it's been a more balanced attack. 6 different goal scorers on 7 goals for Owen Sound, and they are 20 minutes away from going to the championship series for the first time since 2012. A little more about that. We'll go up to the booth. Glenn and Rob.
Thanks very much, John Morris. And what kind of hosts are we here? We need to welcome John Morris to the telecast, first time this year.
I've had the pleasure of working with John over the years in hockey and, of course, in lacrosse. Does a great job. When he's working in-house here, he does a great job. And it's nice to see John hosting the
It is, absolutely. I was very happy to see him out tonight. And all right, so let's talk about, we talk a lot, Glenn, about individual efforts on this Northstars team, but over the past, like you said, the last half of the season, how this team has come together as a unit.
Well, they finally started getting some of the players they needed and that are showing their wares right now in the last half of the season. And then, and it just, they've had some good practices in there. They've been getting the players together, and they're all going with the same motive now. And they wanted to finish strong. They wanted to, if they, by chance, get first place. They couldn't do that, but get second, which they did. And now they want to get past Oakville, and they're just 20 minutes away from doing that. And then, of course, I think the Six Nations are probably going to say we'd rather play Oakville than Owen Sound, but it's going to be a great Ontario final.
Plus, we got the two-headed monster in net with Tyler Glebe and Ryan Oldreeve doing a great job. So, Glenn, we're going to have to take a short break, and we're going to be back with third period action. Your Owen Sound Sr. Northstars are 20 minutes away from a berth in the OLA Senior B finals. Don't go away. Come on back and join us, and we'll see what happens.
We're the last Lannisters. Whatever stands in our way, we will defeat it.
I was born to rule the Seven Kingdoms, and I will.
If we don't put aside our enmities, we will die. And then it doesn't matter whose skeleton sits on the Iron Throne.
Think it's okay to drive high? Think again. Drug-impaired driving is as illegal as drunk driving, and in Ontario, the penalties are the same. If police suspect you're driving under the influence of drugs of any kind, or a combination of drugs and alcohol, and you fail a roadside test, your license will be suspended immediately for up to 30 days. You'll pay a penalty of $198. And you can be charged with a criminal offense of impaired driving, the same as alcohol. Driving high is never okay.
I'm Leanie Lambrink, and you can watch Business in Grey on Rogers TV, where we showcase local businesses in Grey County.
All right, folks, fasten your seat belts. We've got 20 minutes of regulation time left in Game 3. Your Owen Sound Senior B Northstars are leading by a score of 7-4 over the Oakville Titans in this very important Game 3 with the Stars leading the series.
Well, without question, the biggest thing Owen Sound has to do right now in the next 1 minute is kill this penalty off.
Northstars take possession. Robbie Milnes is in the penalty box for another minute. Here's Rob Clofer. Clofer looking for somebody to pass it to. Clofer takes it in deep. Gonna head around the net. Good job by Rob Clofer. Now there's two on him. Rob Clofer takes it around the net again. He's putting on a lot of miles down there. What a job by Rob Clofer. He still has it. Spinning, and finally,
well, he killed off over 30 seconds of that.
He
and
did.
That's a big kill.
Good job. Rob Clofer, absolutely all heart on this Owen Sound Northstars lacrosse team. Here's French now. 10 seconds remaining in this power play. Oakville without a shot yet. French is absolutely being shut down by Miller Rusbridge. Now he gets around. Shot on. Penalty over. Here's Miller Rusbridge. Has it knocked out of his stick, but it's picked up by Lachlan Elder. Elder comes away with it. He holds up. He's not watched by Ribka. Loose ball in there, picked up by Ribka. Glenn had an out-of-town score, Six Nations, also leading their series by a score of 2-0. And at the end of 2 periods of play, they were leading Ennismore by a score of 12-3.
Yeah, I'm not surprised on that. Ennismore, I wasn't impressed with their overall team. They had some good ball players, but they weren't disciplined in there. And then Six Nations just got too much talent for them.
Here's Simmons for Owen Sound now. He's going to hold up and wait for his offensive.
That's the idea right there. Get the people on the floor you need.
Riley Thompson, who has a goal for the North Stars tonight, works it around, plays it over to Travis Zabalik. Back over to Maudsley. Maudsley fires. Good save in there by Craig Wendy. Riley Thompson doing a good job.
I love the way he presses the ball.
He doesn't give up for 1 second the entire time he's out there. Ball goes into the corner, but it's picked up. Here's Brandon Muse in front, all alone. What a save by Tyler Glebe.
Wow.
I thought for sure that ball was in the net.
I thought it was over his shoulder. I don't know how he got any part of it.
That's what you need in the playoff. You have to have as...
well, both these teams can't complain about their goaltending.
Tyler Gibbons said in the interview with John Morris that, Tyler Glebe has given him every chance to win. Here's Milnes. That shot misses. And Owen Sound, the shot clock's going to run out, unfortunately. Take a look on the replay here. Titans.
How wide open is that man?
Ribka.
Tyler just took that half step out and covered the back of the net.
Stuck that shoulder up and was able to keep it out of the net. There's another shot on Tyler Glebe. Big and goal again. Trying to get it. Here's can Childerhouse? No, he can't get it. Otherwise, Lachlan Elder was away to the races again. Elder's going to head off now. Here's Joe French. Bring it back into the Owen Sound zone. 16 minutes remaining here in period number 3. There's a shot. Tyler Glebe again gets a piece of that.
He just got part of it.
Drew Barfoot in there being manhandled by 2 Oakville players, but Oakville's going to get possession of the ball. Titan setting up Owen Sound with a smothering defense, doing a fantastic job out there. Here's Drew Barfoot. Barfoot has 3 Titans on him. There's Rob Clover. He's just going to dump it back into his own zone. Gets it back to Zach Tompkinson. Tompkinson on the assignment. Here's Andy Campbell. Campbell bowls his way through, and the referee's calling crease ball. Andy Campbell matching up against the smallish Jamie McMahon. That's definitely not a matchup you want.
No.
Andy Campbell, as you said, 6'4", 225 pounds. There's a shot that misses. Northstars come away with it now. Tyler Gibbons. Northstars really making sure of every single pass they're making here in this second period. Playing with so much confidence right now. Here's Travis Sabolics. Sabolics, 5 on the shot clock. Dishes in. Riley Thompson couldn't get to it. It's cut off by Craig Wendy. Thompson does not quit until that ball is cross center. He'll keep at it. Here's Joe French. French plays it over to Brennan Muse. Back to French. Those two really seem to like to pass the ball to each other a lot.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're both good shooters.
Here comes Lachlan Elder. Kenny, no. That wasn't his normal breakaway straight down the center of the floor. So he had an Oakville player right on him that time. Hesseltine lays it down to Thompson. This is Zach Thompson. Works it into the zone. Thompson tries to get it to Hesseltine. Here comes Hesseltine. Shot, what a save, Craig Wendy. Oh, we got to see that one again.
Both goaltenders on the show, aren't they?
Craig Wendy at his acrobatic best on that save. My goodness. That could be the save of the night. As I said before the game, both of these goalkeepers very, very even. Their numbers almost identical in the regular season. That shot goes well over the net. Picked up, shot right on by Joe French, and Tyler Glebe comes up big again. Let's take a look at this save by Craig Wendy here.
Yeah, good work by Hesseltine to get in there. And just comes up.
Brady Hesseltine has got one heck of a shot, and Craig Wendy just kicks the leg and the stick out there and is able to keep that one out of the net. Here's Clover in front. Hesseltine scores! That's, the referee says no, I say yes. That ball costs the line.
Well, we'll
How
get a
could
chance.
he
We'll
not
see it.
call that a goal?
Yep. Let's take a look at that.
If I'm wrong,
we got a
but I'm
camera
telling
right down
you,
there.
we can't get a look at it here. Right there, that ball is over the line.
Yeah, it was over the line, yep.
That was a good goal. How does the referee not see that from where he was? Owen Sound gets robbed for a goal there. That ball was definitely over the line.
I don't know how he missed that one.
So instead of an 8-4 lead, Owen Sound will stick with their 7-4 lead. That ball was absolutely in the goal.
But however, they got the final call. Oh, it's a shooting gallery.
I may disagree with them, but I wouldn't want it any other way. We got to have that human aspect to it.
That's right, yep.
I don't like... but I said it was in just even before we got the replay.
And of course, the replay showed it just got over the line.
That's right. All right. Game on, the Northstars. Travis Sabolics, we've got 4 on the shot clock. Oakville is going to take possession
Get it
of
back
this.
deep.
Played on now to number 12. That's Reed Board. Board works it back over now. Dished in front. And it's going to be Oakville ball. Number 17, Nolan Apers, complaining that it was being interfered with. Oakville has the ball. There's a shot. It tries to go high on Tyler Grieve.
Tyler Grieve just got part of it.
And here come the Stars working it back up now. Just under 11 minutes remaining, third period. The North Stars leading by a score of 7-4. Should be 8-4. But the referee said otherwise. Rob Milnes takes a stick in the face, but that's not called. Maudsley plays it over now to Andy Campbell. Campbell fires. Craig Wendy now plays it on to number 16, Anthony Smitheram. Smitheram plays it on to Joe French. French opened the scoring in this game way back in the first period. Double teamed in there, and the North Stars create a loose ball. Who's got it? Ribka comes up with it. 7 on the shot clock. The ball comes into French. He fires, scores! Joe French, what a shot. A rocket.
It was a rocket. Don't leave your seats. This game's long way from over.
Should be 8-5. Instead, it's anyway. I said I'd stop that, right? 7-5 now. On an absolute
This is a
rocket
cannon
here.
that I don't know a goaltender who's going to get this one.
There's about 2 seconds left on the shot clock as well, and he just rifled
and
that.
Just right in that top shelf in there. There's about a 4x4 square. That's where he put it.
I don't care who you are, you're not stopping that one. So now it's a 2-goal game, and the North Stars come away with it. Here's Thompson. That ball is going to go all the way back down into the Owen Sound zone. Rob Clofer picks it up, but they've still got 20 on the shot clock. Plays it on to Riley Thompson. Thompson with a goal in tonight's game.
Yep, the Stars got to respond here.
Riley Thompson. Now it's going to be Oakville ball. Owen Sound, Colin Maudsley gets caught for an illegal check. I don't know if Owen Sound's gotten one of those calls tonight, have they, Glenn?
They haven't got, if they have, they haven't got many.
Here's Kean McQueen. McQueen takes a look. Tries to get in front. That goes off of a North Star stick. And it's going to be Oakville ball again.
Oh, yeah.
Owen Sound's lead was 3, now down to 2. Joe French plays it to Muse. Muse dishes in front. There's a shot. That just misses, and now Mike McLeod.
I think Glebe got part of it.
McLeod dishes that one off now to number 89. That's Tyler Simons. Simons to Hesseltine. Hesseltine gets around his man. He's breaking in. Shot scored! What a play, Brady Hesseltine.
Well, we said in the second period, Brady Hesseltine wasn't on the score sheet, but it's not very often he goes through a game without getting on it. Watch this goal here.
This is an absolute beauty. Watch how he fakes one way, goes the other.
And all of a sudden, everybody's sort of, what's he going to do? He's going to go outside now. He's got the middle, takes him. And, of course, once he got wind to one side, he's still got possession. It's back in the wide side. Good move, Brady.
Wendy thought for sure that he was heading one way, but he faked him out and went the other. So Owen Sound now on the strength of that goal restore their 3-goal lead. With 8:35 remaining in the third period, the Northstars are probably just going to play a little more conservative here now.
Well, they got to use that clock up right now. Get their shots on, but use that clock every time.
They've got 12 on the shot clock at this moment. Here's Hesseltine, loses possession. Now away with it. Here comes number 11. That's Jamal Shears. Shears shot. What a save! Tyler Glebe, this guy is money.
He just stayed with Shears like that. Gave him nothing to shoot at.
Tyler Glebe, if not star number 1, he's star number 2 tonight. He played a fantastic game. Here comes Colson. He misses. And Campbell, oh my goodness, how did that not go in? I think that hit Craig Wendy in the head.
I think it did. Delayed penalty coming up too.
Here, we're going to take a look here. Keep an eye on Colin Maudsley out there. Look at this save. What a save, Tyler Glebe.
Boy, he was covering it all, wasn't he?
There's a slashing penalty coming up here to the Titans, number 16, Anthony Smitheram. Smitheram, not. Oh, he's getting
that's
4
a 4
minutes.
minute.
He's taking a double minor for that.
Coaching staff over there cannot be had with 7:35 to go. A 4-minute, boy.
Let's take a look here now. What? Right here, Andy Campbell. What a save. Great Wendy. I think he hit him in the head.
I think it did. I think he used his head on that one.
Well, you do whatever it takes to stop that ball, right?
You're darn right to do.
That's using your head. That was too easy. That was too easy. And here comes Maudsley. I think Wendy got a piece of that, but the referees say otherwise. That ball's coming into the Owen Sound zone. Picked up there by number 3, Jamie McMahon. McMahon lays it back to McQueen. 3:20 remaining in the power play for Owen Sound. Under 7 minutes remaining here in period number 3. Oakville trailing by a score of 8-5. There's number 17, Nolan Apers with it. If you're Oakville, are you satisfied just to kill time off here? You should be trying to score, I would think.
Well, that's right. The clock's against Oakville in here. And, of course, the man short hinders him, too.
Here's Brett Clofer. Had a great regular season for the Northstars. He's got a few in this playoff series.
He's got to can him when he gets it.
They've been playing him really tight, though, not giving him any space. Here's the Northstars. Shot, Hesseltine. That just misses, and that's going to
they got to get those shots on.
All the way back down into the Owen Sound zone. It's going to be Oakville ball. 2:28 remaining in a double minor. To number 16, Anthony Smitheram for Miller Rusbridge, taking his man in on the boards. That's number 12, that's Reed Board. Rusbridge after Board. Board doing a good job. Now he's going to play it out to Joe French. French taking a look. He's trying to find some space. The Northstars cutting him off at the pass. There's the shot right on. Tyler Glebe with the save. And Tompkinson is going to come away with it now with 1:48 remaining in this power play. 5:20 remaining in period number 3. The Northstars leading 8-5, leading this series 2-0. A win tonight, and that's going to guarantee them a Senior B final date. There's a shot scored! Robbie Mills! What a shot. That went right under the bar.
Yeah, just shot high under the bar, as you say. Goaltenders have a hard time. That's 2 for Robbie tonight again. having another great game, great series in there.
Take a look at this one again, Glenn.
And again, Oakville shorthanded. It gives the top shooters a bit of chance to shoot. As soon as Wynn comes over like that, he leaves that back corner open. Robbie Mills, he's been around long enough. He knows that, and that's exactly where he put it.
So the Northstars increase their lead now to 9-5, a 4-goal lead with 5 minutes remaining. These two at center have been battling all game long. Drew Barfoot and Anthony Smitheram.
Both of them have done a great job on the face-off.
Now the North Stars looking for more. They're not done yet. Here's a shot right on Craig Wendy with the save. Loose ball in there, bouncing around. Who's coming away with it? Riley Thompson. Over to Zach Thompson. .15 on the shot clock. Comes to Brett Clougher. Clougher tries to lay it inside to Zach Thompson. Thompson comes away with it. 5 on the shot clock. And he's not going to get a shot away as he's met with.
The biggest thing, he used a 30-second. They're down to 4 minutes.
So 4 minutes now remaining.
You got to start pulling that goaltender at some point. You're down 4 goals if you want to get in this game.
That's a fairly decent deficit with 4 minutes to go, or 3.5 minutes. But this is Lacrosse, and no lead is safe. Here's Joe French trying to work his way in front. Dishes it back. It's picked off by Tompkinson. He has nowhere to go. McQueen's all over him. Way high for Miller Rusbridge, but now it's picked up by Lachlan Elder. Elder takes a look. He's going to dish it off now to Robbie Clougher. The North Stars looking absolutely poised here right now, Glenn.
Every time they get the ball, it's going to be 30 seconds.
And that's exactly what you have to do, is work that 30-second clock, and they're doing it to a science right now.
Yeah, now they're pulling the goaltender.
Now Craig Wendy comes out of the goal for the 6th attacker. Here's Renaud. Renaud plays it back now to Brandon Muse. Muse over to French. 9 on the shot clock. There's a shot, misses by a mile. Another shot, and the referee is calling Owen Sound ball.
Yeah, they were in the crease.
Owen Sound ball. Craig Wendy is going to have to get back into the net. .240 remaining. Period number 3. The North Stars 2 minutes and 30 seconds away from their first visit to the Senior B Final Series since 2012. Battling in there, Andy Campbell dishes out front. Ken Colson! What a job by Andy Campbell to dish that ball to Kenny
put
Colson.
The pass exactly in his stick. One move with the stick, and it's in the net. And Ken Colson's had some good chances tonight. Nice to see him bury one.
Ken Colson, the big assist guy for the North Stars this year, and as you said, it's fantastic. Look at the work by this man, Andy Campbell. Dishes out to Ken Colson. Colson makes no mistake.
Yeah.
The North
Good
Stars
goal.
now leading by 5. Travis Gibbons is heading to the box here for some reason. Now Mike McLeod is arguing with the referee.
Well, that referee there, he hadn't got his name in the Twitter, but boy, I hope he doesn't do any of the final game.
I certainly hope not. You know, there's been
I've seen better refereeing there.
Absolutely. Let's see what the call is now.
Now we didn't get a chance to see actually what happened there, so maybe we get a chance we can bring it up.
2:17 to go. Travis Gibbons is in the box. I don't see anything on the board yet, so I wonder if it was a misconduct. Oh, there it is now. Yeah. Now he's going over and giving an explanation to a rookie head coach, Stu Gordon. Stu Gordon having a heck of a season in his first year as a coach in the Senior B League. He was a player with the Northstars last year, but a dream season for rookie coach.
Stu, and the players like Stu. You talk to anyone.
Here's the shot. Brennan Muse doesn't get through. There's a shot over the shoulder. Glebe with another save. Shot scores!
Well, they finally had to get one in on him.
It took about 5 shots in a row. Trying to see the number there. I think that was number 2, Eddie Renaud, that put that ball in the net. Get a look on the replay here.
Yeah, let's take a look at this and see.
There's an over-the-shoulder save. Mancini dishes out front. There's Eddie Renaud. Yes,
he just throws it over top.
Number 2, Eddie Renaud. So with 2 minutes remaining, a power play goal. There's a pile up in there. Drew Barfoot. There's going to be a penalty here. Oakville is going to get a penalty. Number 16, Anthony Smitheram is going to go to the box again. And but the Northstars here with 1:41 remaining. Extra attacker. No, they're not going with the extra attacker right now.
Well, they got too many men on it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, they have 6 players. They could be going. Should be 2 penalties here.
Yeah, give them a game
misconduct. Being ejected from the game is number 22. Hear what the call is there.
Well, you know, Chris Lopes has played for years and years in there. That's his last walk. He said he's retiring after this year. And it's too bad he's got to be retired on a game misconduct. But I'm sure the frustration's on his part right there.
Chris Lopes is being ejected from the game. And it's Owen Sound take a look here on the replay. See Chris Lopes over at the bench.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it's yeah, and of course the thing is, he was trying to get Owen Sound bench going in there.
Owen Sound Northstar player took the exact same penalty. Got a game misconduct for it, for the same thing. So Chris Lopes has gone for an early shower with 1:37 remaining, and the Titans are going to play shorthanded here for the rest of this game, unless of course Owen Sound scores. But Smitheram is in the box for roughing. And Chris Lopes is gone for the game. It is, yeah, power play Owen Sound.
Well, it's a clock they're setting. They're gonna set it up down to near 30, then get it 1 shot away. Right there.
There's the shot, right on. Craig Wendy, there was about 1 second left. Now we've just over a minute remaining now. Owen Sound, less than a minute remaining in the 3rd period. The Northstars, Tyler Glebe, what a save. Northstars leading by a score of 10-6, 45 seconds away from sweeping this series. I wonder if there are any brooms in the house tonight, Glenn. Plays it back now to Tyler Gibbons. 32 seconds remaining. Going to be some great celebrations here in the Owen Sound Arena tonight, as the Owen Sound Senior B Northstars are going to win this series 3 games to none, and they're going to advance to the Senior B final for the first time since 2012. Look at the fans, everybody on their feet.
Smart player. He knows the game's over. No more mixing it up.
And there's a final buzzer. Celebrate Owen Sound Senior B Northstars. GM Keith Peer. Everyone coming out on the floor. And there you have it. The Owen Sound Senior B Northstars have defeated the Oakville Titans by a score of 10-6 to take the semifinal series 3-0 in a sweep. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back with the post-game show.
Two full-time moms on a mission to talk about everything parents deal with on a daily basis.
Okay, so what do you do when your child has a meltdown?
It's Vanessa and Melissa on Rogers TV.
Hey everybody, I'm Kevin Forget from Ontario Travel. Here's just a couple of events that you might want to check out. Let's start off with Feast, the Culinary and Craft Beer Festival on July 29th at St. Miriam on the Hurons in Midland. You can take a step back in time and try some traditional food, plus take in the craft beer and cider experiences throughout the historic site. Plus, Kempin Fest is happening along Lakeshore Drive in Barrie, August 5th through 7th. It features 300 artists, an antique show, food vendors, a midway, and great live entertainment. There's something for the entire family. Or check out Pirates of the Bay, August 5th at Discovery Harbor in Penetang-Washeen. Walk the plank and join the pirate crew for a great family fun. They have roving musicians, Jack Sparrow, and so much more. For a full list of all the events, head to ontariotravel.net or come visit us at the Ontario Travel Centre in Barrie. I'm Kevin Forget for Rogers TV.
Hi, I'm David Shearman, host of FaithWorks. FaithWorks is a program about the people of Grey County and the things they do in their faith, their works. Join me for FaithWorks on Rogers TV.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Owen Sound Senior B Northstars. Glenn, I've said it a couple of times in the last 2 minutes, the very first time since the year 2012. It's been 5 long years.
It's a perfect time for Owen Sound to come to, they're reaching their peak right now, and then they've got to be at peak to play the Six Nations. It's going to be the 2 best teams without question in the league, and then now we're not sure yet whether it's a 7-game series or a 5-game series. Normally Ontario finals are supposed to go 7, but and we're not sure when they're going to start. Probably in the Six Nations Friday.
There's the final.
There's
Six
their finals.
Nations.
They hammered Ennismore in 3 straight. We all knew that. Then so the best 2 teams are going to go. Boy, am I ever looking forward to this final.
It's going to be a barn burner, that's for sure. But you take a look at the season series between those 2 teams, and Owen Sound and Six Nations played each other 2 times, and twice were decided by 1 goal. I think it was 11-10 down there. And then Owen Sound actually had that game in the bag here, but they ended up losing in overtime.
Yeah, and again, that was in their learning process of the penalties at a bad time, yada, yada, yada. And but they certainly basically got out of that, and they're strong enough now they can respond if it happens.
Well, you know what I said before we went on the air tonight, that I'm having so much fun with this year, Glenn. I don't want to go home yet either. So,
I tell you, I've had more people that come out to the warehouse talk about lacrosse, and then you go in for your coffee in the morning, they're talking about lacrosse. There's more, and the crowd tonight shows that. There's more interest. I see people in talking to customers in there than they were from Arkwright. And all through the 70s, they were strong Northstar supporters, had season tickets. They're back at it now.
And you wait until the Six Nations series. Everybody understands what an Owen Sound Northstars and a Six Nations series means. And it's probably not going to be very pretty.
Well, we got to keep in mind, the Six Nations have lost 1 game all year, and that's it. They should have lost 2, but however, they didn't. And so Owen Sound will have the hands full. But I'm telling Six Nations right now, you play Owen Sound, you're going to have your hands full.
And you take a look at last year when Brooklyn finished second, and Brooklyn put Six Nations out in the finals.
That's
and
right.
Went on to the President's Cup.
Win the President's Cup. Exactly right. Yeah.
So is that going to do it for us, or we still have time? We still have time. All right. All right, John.
Welcome Tyler Glebe into your TVs. Tyler, obviously a really big series for you. 17 goals allowed over the 3 games. When you came into this series, what were your expectations?
We knew it was going to be tight. We played these guys last year, and we were expecting to win for sure. Not a sweep, probably a closer series, but it feels great to get that sweep.
Yeah, and a little bit of an interesting story for you. You traded here last year, you have to go back to Wallaceburg, then you're acquired in the expansion draft. So your second go around, but back-to-back years here. You faced Oakville before, Muse and French, two really good offensive players, but you held them to pretty much the minimum. Kind of maybe speak to the job that not only you did, but the defensive core as well.
Oh, for sure. The defense shut them down, and that's what we needed out there. All the shots were from outside, and that helps me out a lot too.
You mentioned it was a 3-game sweep, but it didn't really feel like a 3-game sweep. Game 1, you guys are trailing, going late. What was maybe the biggest challenge the Oakville Titans gave you?
Oh, they're fast. You know, they push the ball up real fast, and that's a challenge. You got to get the offense off the floor, defense out, otherwise they're getting those fast break chances. So that was probably the biggest one, but we adapted to it and shut it down.
Well, if you didn't know, Six Nations wrapped up their series tonight against Ennismore, and that'll begin next weekend. Of course, it'll begin in Six Nations. They were the #1 team in the league in the regular season. You guys had a couple close games with them this season. What are your expectations as you head to the finals?
It's going to be a tight series for sure. It's probably going to come down to who's in the box more. You know, you can't take penalties. That'll kill you because both our power plays are great. So just got to stay out of the box.
All right, Tyler, well, thanks a lot and good luck in the championship series.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to head back upstairs to Rob and Glenn.
And you can't say enough about the play of Tyler Glebe in this series, but let's not take anything away from Ryle Oldreeve, his backup as well. That tandem this year, second best in the league. All right, and you know, as I think it was Tyler Gibbons said in his interview, that you know, putting the praise on to Tyler Glebe and how it changes the way they play as a forward unit and whatever. But I mean, Ryan Oldreeve just as capable as Tyler Glebe.
Oh, we've got two super senior goaltenders. They can play on any team in Canada, and that's the bottom line on it. And then, but however, the opposition coming up, they're the same way. I think Hill ended up with just beat out Ryan on the goals against by .25. That's how close we were in there.
It was really tight.
And it was really tight in there. So without question, Six Nations got a good club. And I know the coaching staff for Owen Sound in their next practice, they're going to advise, remind the players this is how we got to play the game. And this is the ones we got to watch. And a couple of Six Nations, we remember, play them physical, and they'll lose it. And then, of course, if you've got the free ball on Six Nations, you can beat them.
That's right, absolutely. And you know, as we said, the first two times these teams met, Owen Sound didn't have all the weapons that they have now. No. Owen Sound adding in, I think they match up very well as far as the number of players that can put the ball in the net. You take a look at tonight's game and how many different goal scorers there were. And like throughout the entire season, really, Owen Sound showing that anybody can score on any given night.
Without question. And I think it's just a matter of, just like Tyler Glebe said, the team that plays the smartest ball stays out of the penalty box. If they go in the penalty box, we can burn them, and vice versa, they can burn us.
Okay, folks, that's going to do it for us. Congratulations to the Owen Sound Senior B Northstars winning their semifinal series versus the Oakville Titans in a sweep, 3-0. It's not over yet, folks. Probably starting Friday in Six Nations.
I would think.
I would imagine back here next Saturday. But just watch your local newspapers and social media for the schedule. So are we going back down to John? Yes, we are.
Thank you very much, Rob. It was 3-3 early, or halfway through the first period before Owen Sound went on a 3-goal run to take a 6-3 lead, and they never looked back. Lachlan Utter with 2 shorthanded goals, 5 in the series, and Owen Sound is hot heading to the finals, and so is Six Nations. We'll have coverage of that game next week, and we believe, as Rob said, it'll be Saturday night here at the Bayshore for Game 2. For Rob, for Glenn, for our producer Mark Perrin, and our entire Rogers TV staff, I'm John Morrison. Thank you for watching OLA Senior B Lacrosse on Rogers TV.